October 28, 2015. My mom was driving to Memphis to visit my godmother. She'd stopped in Conway to see me. We were driving separately because I had to come back a day early. She left out a little early because she had to mail something in Little Rock. I left a little later because I wanted to get some food first. So we were both driving to Memphis. Just on the eastern side of Little Rock, there's traffic. I get stuck in a traffic jam. There was no movement for probably 2 hours. I called my godmother, Terry, to let her know that I'd be running late. And I mentioned to her that I'm not sure if my mother is stuck in this traffic or if she's ahead of it. So Terry first brought it up. This isn't like your mother to not update. So I'm gonna do some calling. I then got the same idea. I eventually got in touch with the dispatch for the police, and I asked them if they could provide any information on the wreck. They asked for my information. I told them. They said, "We will call you back." I had to call back again, and that's when they told me that my mom might have been involved in the accident. So then she asked my location, and they said that they would be sending a trooper to come find me. After a little bit, still no word, I ended up getting my car over to the shoulder, and I pulled up as close as I could and as close as I felt comfortable with because I didn't want to get too close. Anyways, I sat there for quite a bit. Finally, they had not contacted me, but I was standing outside my car, and I saw flashlights walking through all the stopped cars. I kind of started walking that way, and when the flashlights got near, it was two, maybe three state troopers there. The first one, he walked up to me, he asked, or I walked up, sorry, and I was like, "Hey, my name's Eric Chauncey. I was told that there would be a trooper looking for me." I was like, "This is me, I'm here." The first trooper then looked at me, took off his hat, and said that my mother was involved in the wreck and she had passed away. She did not make it. He said that when the coroner arrived, she was already gone. I then fell to the ground on the side of the interstate in absolute shambles, not knowing, just couldn't comprehend at all. The officer asked if I had a family member I could call nearby. I said, "No, we're from Charleston." I finally just gave the phone to the officer because I couldn't do anything. The officer was able to get a hold of my cousin Brian, who's here as well. And I had to tell him on the phone, I said, "There was an accident." And I couldn't speak anymore. I had to hand the phone to the officer. So after that, we contacted another one of my family members, my aunt, Mary, who I believe spoke to you last time we were here because I could not, I was out of town. So the state trooper then said that he didn't want me to drive. So they took me to the nearest rest stop, and my cousin Brian and my uncle Ed and Caroline came to pick me up. We then went to their house and just sat there, not knowing what to do. My godmother Terry drove in all the way from Memphis, and it was just so late at night that we just sat there in disbelief. So now you know my side of this story, not just what has come up in the courts as far as all the other stuff. So Marsha Jones was in her 50s when this happened. In 50 plus years, you should know the difference between right and wrong. In 3 years, 5 months, and I believe 1 day of time she has served, Do you think that she was able to learn right and wrong in that amount of time if she couldn't learn it over 50 years? I do not believe that 3 years and 5 months makes up for the fact that my future kids will never get to know their grandmother. If I get married, I won't get to have a dance with my mother on the floor there. The rest of my life, any of my accomplishments, my mother is not here to see them. So, once again, I repeat, does 3 years and 5 months make up for that?